Well, hello, everybody. Oh, let's do a song and then I'll discuss that vegan sign. By the way, I called the number on that vegan sign and it's a very funny message. As you all know, I'm vegan. I stick to a vegan diet. A friend of mine who's also vegan sent me that billboard from LA. And the outgoing message is very funny. I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night, alive as you and me. Says I, but Joe, you're 10 years dead. I never died, says he. I never died, says he. He. I don't have my low C tonight. In Salt Lake City, Joe, says I, am standing by my bed. They framed you on a murder charge, says Joe, but I ain't dead. Says Joe, but I ain't dead. There we go. We'll just go up for the cadence. The copper bosses shot you, Joe. They killed you, Joe, says I. Takes more than guns to kill a man, says Joe. I didn't die. Says Joe, I didn't die. And standing there as big as life and smiling with his eyes, says Joe, what they could never kill went on to organize. Went on to organize. Eyes. Wow, this is a verse I've never seen before. Joe Hill ain't dead, he says to me. Joe Hill ain't never died. Where working men go out on strike, Joe Hill is at their side. Joe Hill is at their side. This verse I know. From San Diego up to Maine, in every mine and mill, where workers fight and organize, it's there you'll find Joe Hill. It's there you'll find Joe Hill. I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night, alive as you and me. Hey, Hildy, what are you doing? Oh, come on, Hildy. This is the big finish. And you're barking? Yeah, I have a band-aid on my ring finger, on the finger. Okay, Hildy, do you want to come up and say hi before I sing the last verse? Last verse, same as the first. Hildy, come here. Come on. Come give a little hello. Come here, puppy. Come here. Want to come up? Come on. Come here. Oh, big girl. Oh, there she is. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Say something to the audience. Say something. Okay. Oh. Okay. Last verse. Here we go. I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night, alive as you and me. Says I, but Joe, you're 10 years dead. I never died, says he. I never died, says he. I am in several unions. I am a proud union member. I'm happily a member of SAG-AFTRA, the Actors Union, and I was a member of AGMA. Maybe I'm still a member of AGMA, the American Guild of Musical Artists. That was the opera singers were part of that union. And I'm a member of an opera singers union in Germany, and I'm a member of an opera singers union in Italy. Italy, as some people pronounce it. Thank you, Mary. Hello, Mary. in Chicago. Hello, Neuro Geezer. Um, Joe Hill, what's up, Mila? Thank you, Richard. Hello, thank you. Hello, Mom. Bonsoir. Hello, Dawn. Hey, hey, Hildy, Hildy. So what happened was I had to put. It's like a constant dance here with like where am I going to put the food for Gornamonts because Gornamonts is a very slow eater. Like at a certain time, frequently it's at night when he finally decides to just eat all of his day's food. But earlier in the day, I give him various opportunities to eat it. So when Hildy is sequestered in another area to eat, then I will put Gornamonts' bowl somewhere for him to. Anyway, long story short, right now I put Gornamonts in the bedroom and he has his food. I think he ate it all. And Hildy, I think, is a little bit agitated that there's a dog in another room with food. Wah, 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 wah. Richard, I appreciate that, but no honey for me. I'm a vegan. Have you been harmed by a vegan? Have you been hurt by a vegan? Yeah, that was my. By the way, if you haven't listened to my comedy special, I have a few killer vegan jokes on there, if I do say so myself. Not jokes about killer vegans, but killer jokes about vegans. Here, let me. Yeah, the sign says injured by a vegan. I sent this to a friend who's got the same name. I have a friend who I met on election night of 2008 in Hamburg, Germany. I was in a bar watching the election returns on CNN, and one of the people I was watching with was named Brett Loudermilk. Brett Loudermilk is he's a sword swallower. He's like a vaudeville carnival act. He's amazing, and he performs in Vegas. He performs all over. You can look him up, Brett Loudermilk. But I sent him this sign because Hildy, what are you chewing on? Hildy, come here. Come here. Get over here. Also, she's wearing the noisy collar, like Little Bo Peep. I don't know if that's the right reference, but she had her jingly janglies on. We don't need those. All right. Anyway, Brett has the same last name as this guy. Injured by a vegan, Seymour Loudermilk. Call Seymour Loudermilk and Associates. So it's kind of like a fake personal injury lawyer ad. So I called the number out of curiosity. I recommend you call it. Dial 866 hate vegans. Yes, Mary, that is it. That's his name. I don't know if he's related to the congressperson. I have no idea. But he was part of this group of guys I met that night in November of 2008 in Hamburg at a bar. They are Found Magazine. You can look up Found Magazine. It was a great idea. Started by Dave Rothbart. These guys from Michigan. They decided to start a magazine of just found items. Like if you found a list or found a poem or found a note, like you literally would find the paper on the street and send it to them. So they published a magazine of found stuff. Anyway, they were on tour doing a live show. They were touring around Europe in November of 2008, and I happened to meet them. Anyway, please dial 866 hate vegans. Obviously, that's too many letters, too many numbers. 866 HATE VEG. So that'll get you there. It's really funny. Yeah, Found Magazine is really cool. And Davey Rothbart also writes memoirs and stories and makes movies. Thumbs up, everybody. Oh, so the question then is, what do you drink for your throat if you're a vegan, if you can't drink honey? You can't drink honey. You can't drink a gogol mogul, which is a raw egg, maybe a raw egg with some honey. You can't do either of those things. So what do? You just whistle. That's the answer. That's where the tradition of the whistling vegan comes from. The vegans who are known for their virtuosic whistling, because when they have sore throats, they're not allowed to have honey. The Joe Hill song is the Union song, and I know it from Paul Robeson. That's the version that I recommend. Well, it's the version I first listened to, but it was performed by many people. Labor activist Joe Hill. In 2014, the Paul Robeson version of the song was the third most requested song by British Labour politicians on Desert Island Discs. That's unexpected that there would be many Desert Island Discs episodes with British Labour politicians. So the other songs, Jerusalem and Nkosi Sikelel I Afrika. Those were the other songs. Many versions of this song. Paul Robeson released the song Joe Hill on his album Songs of Free Men. I have that album, and he also sings it in Paul Robeson Live at Carnegie Hall, which is a great album, which I also recommend. That's 1959. Neurogeezer, you are incorrect, I'm afraid. I know your knowledge is vast and wide on music, but Joan Baez did sing it, but it's not her song. She came to it, well, relatively late in the game, over 30 years after it was written. But, yeah. Oh, brandy, bourbon. Oh, okay. Those are good suggestions. But what do you do? What if you're a vegan with a sore throat and you're also a vegan who doesn't drink alcohol? See, I'm making this harder. Warm water. No, what you do is it's very simple. You do. By the way, I don't have a sore throat. I was just that low C was just, it's the evening and I haven't been singing much, and that's all. No excuses, but all right, I'm going to get into an argument here with Neurogeezer about, Neurogeezer, you are incorrect. We're going to duke it out tonight. I'm not going to take it, man. No, I'm kidding. No. You're not. It's just that you said my baby duck, Joe Hill, is Joan Baez, as though my not mentioning her first was due to. I know that she's known. I know that the song is known to many people for the Joan Baez version. I'm well aware. I'm just pulling your leg. Oh, how did we get onto the Willie Mays thing? Put Windex on it. Yeah, we're back on last night's suggestion. Andrea Martin. My big fat Greek wedding. Windex. Okay, I'm going to put a little Windex on my vocal cords. That is good stuff. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Wait, what's your fault? Hey, Dad. Hey, lemon salt drink. That sounds good, Dave in LA. Hello. All right. Hey. Oh, maybe that's all I needed. A little seltzer. Maybe that was the answer. I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night, alive as you and me. Says I, but Joe, you're 10 years dead. I never died, says he. Me. I never died, says he. No. The seltzer didn't do it. All right. No, Kathy, no honey. Honey is not vegan. I don't care how many times, how sweetly you say honey. Honey ain't happening. Oh, Willie Mays passed away. That's terrible. I didn't know that. All I saw was that you put the, you. I just saw the name Willie Mays. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, Willie Mays. Wow. I remember he would catch the ball over his shoulder. He was famous for that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. All right. That was Joe Hill in honor of, I don't know what, in honor of all the workers and all of the unions in which I'm a member of 3 or 4 unions. Oh, here's what I wanted to share with you all this evening. So we all know that that social media can be a viper's nest. It can be a cesspool of nastiness. That's kind of redundant, but so today I put a note up on the local Facebook group for the town, asking if anyone was interested in joining me in creating a petition to ban leaf blowers. Now, I'm a member of a group that's sort of more of a national or international group on Facebook that's just called ban leaf blowers because leaf blowers are a scourge. They're terrible for your ears, they're terrible for air quality, they're terrible for, this is what I've read, that if you go into the, if you're a little bug, um, if you're if you're a little bug and you happen to be under that current of air, it creates a lot of heat, and apparently it can kill all these little bugs and little animals. Here's what else it releases into the air with their fumes: 1,3-butadiene, which is a carcinogen; benzene, carcinogen; carbon dioxide, of course. Um, yeah, they damage the soil and the plants. Yeah, so they're banned for various times of year. Are they bad for pollinators? Yeah, it maims and kills insects, including pollinators. Harmful blasts of air. They're just a disaster. And then, of course, they're especially annoying because of the range of sound, which it can be high pitched, but it's also a very grating. There's a kind of rat-a-tat-tat, like a rattle in their motors. Blower Blower operators have recorded decibel levels as high as 100 decibels. These are the people operating them. And 83 decibels for passersby within 50 feet. So 50 feet away, you're getting 83 decibels. Upon landing, noise levels in an airplane cabin are around 80 decibels. So it really does have the effect. That's what I said. I called the town, someone in the town office, and asked about how I would go about getting a bill to the town council or whatever to ban leaf blowers. And she said the first step is probably to get a petition going. And, so I'm exploring that. But in the meantime, I put it up on the town group. I said, would anyone like to join me in this effort? And wow, did I get some blowback on my leaf blower ban suggestion. Now, my post wasn't snarky or anything. It just said, would anyone like to join me in this? Because they're very loud and they hurt the animals and they interrupt the bird conversations. And then I said, there are 2 really good alternatives to using a leaf blower. One, leave the leaves where they are. Leave the leaves lying on the ground where Mother Nature put them, or God, or the wind, or whatever you believe in. Just leave the leaves where they are. That's where they're supposed to be. The leaves, I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but in autumn, the leaves fall to the ground and they lay on the ground. That's due to gravity, and they just stay there. And then rain and snow and the seasons come and they rot. And the rotting is all part of nature's dance, choreographed with impeccable precision by Mother Nature or God or the wind or whatever you believe in, or Bob Fosse or Mikhail Baryshnikov. It's all choreographed. It's exactly how it's supposed to be. All of those leaves are right where they're supposed to be. So that's it. The whole leaf blower thing is it's just a sick cult. It's what they call an own goal. It's an own goal. That's what they call it in Europe, where they play soccer. When you score a goal on your own team, in other words, it's an unforced error. There's no reason for it. We're polluting our precious, peaceful places. We're polluting them. We're killing the bugs. We're killing the pollinators. We're disturbing the bird conversations. We're disturbing the human. We're raising everyone's blood pressure. Now, I understand it's mostly my blood pressure that's getting raised by it. A lot of people apparently are not that bothered by this thing, which is why, man, did I get some blowback on that town Facebook page. Let me see if I can remember some of the comments. One of them was, "Where are you from? Where are you from?" And then someone else quickly answered, "He's from New York." So I responded. I said, "Thank you for the assist," and but it's really not relevant to my. And I explained that I've been coming up to this town for 52 years now, and now I'm basically half time here. But that was a weird comment, I have to say. It was almost like it was the inverse of the comment I got about 2 months ago when I jumped into the East River to retrieve a ball that Gornemans had lost. And then someone posted a video of it on What is New York? That I told you about this. That video went viral. And many of the comments were like, "Oh, this guy's obviously not from New York. Like, look at this idiot. He's not from New York. This fool can't be from New York." And then I was like, no, I'm from New York. And then up here, I post this thing, and then they're like, "Where's he from?" "Oh, he's from New York." Like only someone from New York could be such. I don't know what the implication is. I mean, there's several implications. One is, I guess, that I'm being bossy, but I wasn't being bossy. I was just raising the idea of starting a petition. The other suggestion is that maybe, "Where are you from?" It could be like, "Oh, you're not from here, so you're not tough enough to put up with the sound." Or it could be a class thing. It could be like in Breaking Away, in that movie from like 1978, where there's a rift and a lot of animosity between the townies and the university people in Bloomington, Indiana. And there can be in a lot of places like here, where there are the year-round full-time residents, and then people who are here more in the warm months. And then a sense of like, who is this entitled prick from New York who's coming up here to our town and telling us not to use our machines? And again, I wasn't saying don't use the machines. I was saying I prefer it if no one used these machines. But anyway, that was one of the comments was, "Where's this guy from?" One was, and then one guy was like, I thought he was on my side. He posted something about the fact that in some towns this has been done successfully. They've gotten bans put in place where, in order to, it's not a full ban, but only landscaping companies are allowed to do it, and they have to pay $25 per use, something like that. So I thought that guy was on my team, but then his follow-up comment was, "This is not an issue." He was basically saying, "This is not an issue." And I said, "What do you mean it's not an issue? I don't understand. It's an issue for me. How is it not an issue?" Oh, what was that first comment that was really kind of, that was what was funny. The very first comment. So I phrased it. Would Would anybody be interested in joining me in this petition, in joining me in this effort to ban leaf blowers? So that was how I phrased it. Would anyone be interested? And the first comment immediately came in from a woman who wrote, no. And I said, basically, well, with all due respect, that answer is not, you don't have the standing, you don't have the grounds to say no, because I didn't say, are you interested? I said, is anyone interested? You can't speak for all 5,000 members of the group. Somehow that seems, again, it's like the inverse of when a teacher's taking attendance and they say, is so-and-so here? And there's just silence. Or is everybody here? Is everybody here? It puts everybody in a weird position. Anyway, etc. Then I wrote to the administrator of that group on Facebook and I said, hey, I just want to say I was a little surprised that, I really took some heat for that question. And she was very friendly, but she ended up just taking down the whole thing. She said, we take down anything that's controversial, we take it down. And I said, I appreciate that. We don't need more controversy in this world. Brooms and rakes. Oh, interesting. Dawn says some neighborhoods have penalties for not clearing the leaves. In that case, rakes. I don't think it can be done. There's nothing to replace it with. Oh, that's absolutely not true. There's nothing to replace it with. Rakes. You just use a rake. That's what everyone used until about 20 years ago when these things suddenly were everywhere. I will join you as long as you do all the work. Okay. We don't have quorum anyway. Brooms and rakes. Santa Monica bans leaf blowers. Oh, that's amazing, Milo. Okay, that's good. Exactly, not an issue for him. Yeah, they're public nuisance, public health, and they're unhealthy in various ways. Let the leaves be. Exactly. No. So yeah, I'm just reading backwards into the comments. Yeah, we definitely can get them banned. But here's the other thing. This is a real thing. There is a very strong lobby, like a lobbying group for the leaf blower industry. That sounds like a joke, but that's a real thing. So. Dawn says, have you ever had 2 large maple trees in your front yard? Yes, I have. Got lots of them here. I just leave the leaves where they are. That's my point. The leaves just belong on the ground, rotting. That's where they belong. Wet leaves on the sidewalk. Okay, Neurogeezer, good point. However, the leaf blower is not the solution. A rake is a solution, because when you blow the leaves with the leaf blower, it just sort of, they just blow around, and then, I don't know. Yes, I'm losing it. Oh, I don't know if I'm losing it, but I appreciate it. Oh, Beverly Hills banned it also. Okay, well, I'm glad to see. It's a topic of great. People feel very strongly. Oh, thanks, Dad. That's a good suggestion. Use a flamethrower instead. That's a really good idea. I'm sure that'll be fine for the bugs also. Just a giant conflagration in every yard. Yes, Dawn, I understand. Very large yard, big maple trees. Still, just leave the leaves where they are. The leaves, God will take care of the leaves. He planned all of this. Even if you don't believe in God, which I don't, He planned all of this. The leaves are fine. We don't need to add more pollution and noise pollution to move leaves around. And in New York, the way they're used is just to blow the garbage around. It's atrocious. Anyway, that's my opinion. Anyway, I'm glad to hear. And I said that, Mary. Thank you, Mary. I'm glad you're in. And I said that in my comment. I said it's really good exercise. Raking is good exercise. It's good for this motion. The rake. It's actually an internal spinal massage. It's called Reiki. That's where Reiki comes from. Oh, tell me about it. Neighborhood shaming. Yeah, I'm coming. Yes, I'm a Democrat, and I'm coming for your gas-powered leaf blower. All right. Well, that was a. You might think that was a tangent tonight, but it wasn't a tangent. It turns out it was just bullseye what we needed to be talking about. We need to be talking about the little things that we can improve. While we're busy trying to improve and fix the big things, we should also fix the little things. You know, as my great, 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 great grandmother used to say, fix the little things and the big things will take care of themselves. That's what my great, 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 great grandmother used to say. In Yiddish. I don't know how to say that. Fix the little things and the big things will take care of themselves. How do I know she said that? You're thinking maybe, there's no recordings, there's no video, going back 8 generations. It's around the time of the American Revolution, and over there in somewhere in Eastern Europe. How did they record her words of wisdom? Well, tune in tomorrow and you'll find out. That was my leaf blower impersonation. Okay, let's see what we Yes, good one. Previous attempts to ban rakes received a lot of blowback. Banning rakes. Yeah, then there's going to be someone who's like, oh, we can't ban rakes. I mean, someone's going to be like, you can't use rakes instead because that scratching sound on the sidewalk gives me goosebumps. It's always something. There's always someone. I'll be blowing leaves always, blowing all the leaves always. When the things you've planned need a helping hand, I will understand always, always. Days may not be fair always. That's when I'll be there always. Not just for an hour, not just for a day, not just for a year, but always. Thank you. A broom. That's a great idea. Yeah, a broom. Thanks. A stitch in time can save hours. Neurogeezer, it's funny you mentioned that expression, a stitch in time saves 9. A stitch in time. Oh, that's what it is. That always confused me as a kid. I think it took forever for me to understand what they were talking about. A stitch that you do in time, if you do the stitch like soon enough or early, that'll save you 9 that you have to do later. I don't know why that's true. It seems like if you need 10 stitches, you need 10 stitches. If you do one stitch now, you still need those other 9 stitches. How is one stitch going to do the job of 10 stitches just because you did it early? But that's not what confused me about the expression. What used to confuse me about that expression was I thought it was a stitch in time. It was like some Einsteinian concept about time and the fabric of time and the space-time fabric and a stitch in it. Very confusing. A leaf raker's work is never done. Mila, you're right. I am no tailor. Are you going to explain to me what the expression means? A stitch in time. A stitch like in time, like I did it in time. It doesn't mean like in time, like with good rhythm, right? If it means that, that makes sense. Like if you're doing a stitch, if you do it in rhythm, a stitch in time saves 9. I really am trying to imagine the scenario where getting that one stitch done saves you from having to do 9 other stitches. I get it that with some work that you do, if you get it done early, that's a good thing. But oh, Richard explained it. Let me look above. So it doesn't rip more. Oh, so it doesn't rip more. Thank you. Oh my God. I finally, half a century later, I finally understand that expression. Wow. Thank you very much. Wow. Yeah, now I get it. Thank you. That was like a real light bulb moment. Okay, Mila, now you're being mean. D apostrophe UH. We don't need that kind of mockery. Mila, go sit in the corner, Mila. You're in big trouble, Mila. I like that you put an apostrophe in your D-U-H. Okay, you're ashamed. That's sufficient. That's all I wanted to achieve. I'm glad you're feeling good. You don't have to sit in the corner anymore. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate your eyes and your ears and whatever else you're bringing to the table. I will see you tomorrow night.